my name is Cody, and today I'm going to be sharing with you about how to get to know yourself. So being open and being honest is really important here. You have to be vulnerable with yourself. They might be tough and they might put you in a really uncomfortable position, but that's how you grow as a person. That's how you expand. That's how you learn about yourself, is by going in those places that you're not usually going into. I mean, there's a reason that you clicked on this video. You may be feeling lost. You may feel like you need some sense of direction, and hopefully these questions will get you there, or at least a little bit closer. These are going to be questions that help you have a real, genuine conversation with yourself, like that person who's deep within that a lot of times doesn't really get heard. I mean, I don't know if you ever see those people out there who it seems like the world was just made for them in a way. Like, they're so happy, great things are always happening to them, and that's awesome. They're just like the Labrador retrievers of people, and they're happy-go-lucky and just like enjoying life, just panting away. I know how it feels to like look at those people and be like, oh, why do they just enjoy life so much? Like, why can't I just enjoy life so much? But it's because they know who they are. They are being authentic to themselves. They've kind of crafted their communities and their environment and everything around them, the hobbies that they do, to fit that mold of what they like and what they jive with, you know? So having that knowledge gives you the confidence to be able to shape your world. So what I want you to do is I want you to just quiet the world. I want you to get away, whether that's by putting in headphones, whether you're putting on Pixar soundtrack, lo-fi music, classical, you can't go wrong there. Just kind of tuning out the world and take a few slow, deep belly breaths. Just relax a little bit and dive into these questions. You're gonna learn so much about yourself, and it's so great to know as much as possible. I mean, you are the person that you spend most of your time with, right? And this can take as long as you need. There's no time limit to this. There's no expectations. You can't do it wrong. You just are trying to learn as much as possible. Even if you only start with a few questions, I encourage you to come back and keep learning more, keep asking yourself more. And even if you just need to take one question, one powerful question a day and ponder it, that's fine. But maybe keep track of your answers, you know, so you can look back at them and see how they change, because they evolve over time. This might seem like a lot all at once, it might seem a little overwhelming, but I promise you, if you just listen and you can pause on the questions that you really like and that stand out to you, and you can answer those, but just take your time with this. It should be something exciting to do, you know, and it's something that we should all be doing a little bit more often. And there's so much power in knowing who you are as a person. I cannot stress just how much more smoothly life goes when you understand how you work with the world, what your core values are, what is important to you, and being able to go out into the world and interact with it with that confidence and that knowledge. It's so important, and it makes such a huge difference in your life. I trust that you can do this. I know that you are capable of it. You just gotta take the time to do it, and I hope this helped. I hope it helps you. What makes you smile? What makes you light up inside? What gives you fulfillment and drive, and what energizes you? What were some of your favorite things to do in the past, and maybe some of your favorite things to do now? What activities make you just lose track of time, where they are just so engaging and you just love doing them so much that you forget to eat, you don't want to sleep because they're so exciting to you? Or just what are some things that interest you? Do you spend your time daydreaming about anything? What is that? What would that be? What are some things that you do when you're procrastinating? Like, what do you spend your time doing when you're trying to avoid doing something else? What do you spend most of your time Googling? What do you spend most of your time consuming? What do you spend most of your time watching videos on, or podcasts on, or searching for on the internet? Like, what are those things that you are so interested in learning? What are some skills that you have? What are you naturally talented at doing? What are some things that you want to be skilled at? What do you consider some of your strengths, or what are you proud of about yourself? What makes you feel great about yourself? What do people typically ask you for help with? If you had to teach something, what would you teach? What would you give a TED Talk about? What are some things that you want to improve on? What do you feel like you are lacking in? Do you have any specific goals that you want to work on for this month, this year, for the next however many years? What would you regret not fully doing, having, or being in your life? What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? How does you being here alive on this earth help change humanity for the better? How do you like to communicate, and how do you like to be communicated with? What is the thing that you've done that you are most proud of? How do other people see you? And how do you want other people to see you? Do you like the person that you are? Who, if anyone, inspires you the most, and what qualities about them inspire you? If you had to make a list of things that add to your life or things that subtract from your life, what would you put in each category? What are some things that you are not comfortable talking about? What are some things that bog you down in life? What are obstacles that you have? What are things that hold you back? What is your biggest self-limiting belief? What helps you get over those? What do you worry about most? What keeps you awake at night? What do you spend your time fretting over? What in your life just drains you and just takes the energy completely out of you? What makes you need to just go home and scream into a pillow? What helps you move forward when you're feeling stuck? What do you do to relax in your life? What makes you feel like you can just take a breath and just recuperate? Do you feel comfortable asking for help when you need it? How can you better nurture yourself? How do you celebrate those things that you overcome? What motivates you? When you are feeling down, what do you go and do to get inspired again? Do you watch a documentary? Do you listen to inspiring music? Like, what do you do to kind of raise your spirits up again? What is your biggest dream? Break that down. What does that look like to you? What does your day look like to you when you are living that dream life? What does that manifest into? And can you visualize yourself there? What is one thing that you would like to do more of in your life? Why? How can you make that happen? On the reverse, what's something that you would like less of in your life? How do you make that happen? What is most important to you? What needs and desires do you want to be working on or accomplishing more fulfillment in? Do you feel like your present life right now is helping you fulfill that? If not, what can you do to do that? What can you change in your life to make that a reality? And something great about this exercise is you may discover that the way that you're living your life isn't aligning with the answers that you've kind of come up with. That's okay, because now we have some framework to work with. Now we can kind of make those changes and kind of get your life molded to what you want it to be, and that's wonderful. Now you know what your core values are. Now you know what you love doing, what's super important to you. It kind of gives you an idea of like how to choose a better life, how to make decisions and bring things in that kind of fill you up and get rid of things that drain you. And if you think that by the end of this video you know yourself, got bad news. Maybe not bad news, exciting news, because this could be fun for you. Is that we're changing all the time, and we always have to be knowing ourselves. We always have to relearn who we are. And so I hope this kind of gave you a little bit more insight and helps you kind of have those hard conversations with yourself more often. I think this is such an important thing to continuously do. Every single event that happens in the world to us and our experience, it affects us, and our habits, huge thing, our habits, oh my gosh. I can totally talk about this more in the future, but at least having the basic guidelines of like how you want to enjoy your life and how you want to live your life will be so important to you. I cannot stress this enough, but you did such a great job by even starting doing this. So those were some of the questions that I had for you. If any of those struck a chord with you, I would love to hear about them, or if you have any questions that kind of help you when you're feeling stuck or gonna get to know yourself better, I would love to hear those too, because I'm always looking for those. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you soon.